I just started sharing also. In between the session also, if you are facing any issues with my voice or the screen sharing, you can just stop me then and there. Can anyone confirm? Like I'm audible and my screen is visible.
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. So, so yesterday we have seen the JSON structure, which is heart of data raptors or integration procedures or Omni scripts, right? So today we are going to start about the data raptors. Can everyone go to mute? Okay, so what are data raptors? As I said, there are many components in the OmniStudio. Data raptors are very important. So data raptors, consider data raptors, flex cards, OmniScripts are different dots. So at final, you will understand the data flow between each and every component when we connected the dots. So if you think about the scenarios, we are at initial stage. So think about data raptors like just use it to manipulate the data only. How data raptors are used to manipulate the data, that we are going to see in the second module. Right now, just concentrate on uh, whatever we are seeing. Just don't think about the scenarios, that you will understand in the second module. So let me take a pen. So data raptors is a mapping tool that enables you to read the data from the Salesforce. Read means transform the data means without any interaction with the Salesforce data, it can transform from one format to another format. Let's say from JSON to XML, XML to JSON, uh, JSON structure also. It can transform JSON structure. What is JSON structure transformation? We will see, and it can also transform the node names. For example, if there is a name, a node name called name that I want to transfer it to name of the account. So basically, I want to change the node name. So that also I can do with the data raptors. So for each action I need to perform, there are different data raptors. So each data raptors we will use based on the action we need to do. So let's see. There are four types of data raptors. We will see one by one each. Extract data raptor. Today we are going to cover extract data raptor. Extract data raptor means it's used to fetch the data from the Salesforce. Okay, and transformations, field level transformations, uh, and multiple data from the multiple records are possible. Field level transformations are possible. We can use formulas in between also. This all data raptor extract will support. Turbo data raptor extract also similar to data raptor extract. This is normal extract, this is turbo extract, but there is a difference in terms of speed, when to use which data raptor. That we have some criteria for that, so that we are going to see when we are discussing about data raptor extract. And we have something called transform data raptor means, as I said, when we want to transform the data structure, transform the field nodes, transform the format. So in that scenarios, data raptor transform is used. Data raptor load means when we want to create a record in the Salesforce, or when we want to update the existing record in the Salesforce. So if you want to relate this with the Apex, so it can perform insert and update operations, basically upsert. If we have ID, if you provide ID, it will update the data. If you don't provide ID, it will create the data. So that we will be seeing in upcoming sessions. Data raptors typically supply data to, as I said, what data raptors will do. Data raptors typically supply data to OmniScripts, integration procedures, cards. For example, if I want to show some information on the card, I want to fetch the data from the Salesforce, right? So in that scenario, I need to use data raptor, and I need to bind that data raptor with the card, so that it can communicate with the card and it can show the data and write updates from the OmniScript. Whatever the data input we are giving on the OmniScript, let's say I'm filling some application form. So whatever data we are filling, it will create a JSON and it will take input for the data load, so that it will create a record. So that also we are going to see in upcoming sessions. What is typical data flow in OmniScript? I'm just covering it here just for your understanding. In general, what will happen is OmniScript calls data raptor extract. so that OmniScript have data which is getting from the Salesforce. Then OmniScript interacts with the user. Whatever the data we are showing, user can update it, or user can edit it, or user can create one more record. And after clicking finish on the OmniScript, whatever the data entered by the user will be saved to the Salesforce. To understand it in detail, it is too early, but this is just a theoretical knowledge. We are going to see everything, whatever we have discussed here, we are going to see everything in practical. Then you will understand completely. Let me go to the next slide, which is data wrapper extract, which is very important. Let's see theoretically, and we'll start creating the data wrapper extract. Data wrapper extract read Salesforce data and return results in JSON, XML, or custom formats. But in Salesforce, we will prefer only JSON only. But there are multiple formats also. You can filter the data and select fields to return. For example, I want to fetch the data from account. Let's say there are 200 fields in the account. So I don't want all fields data. In that scenario, I can filter the fields. I want only 4 fields of data. So in that scenario, I can filter the fields to return, and it can also formulas, translations also supported. What are formulas, what are translations, we'll see. Extract typically what extract will do, typically provides, as I said, input to the OmniScript integration procedures cards when the data is required. This is important. It will provide when data is required only. Every time it will not provide. So that means on conditional basis it will fetch the data. When data is needed, it will fetch, otherwise it will not fetch. So how to add that conditions, that also we are going to see. Let me open the org. Tomorrow we will see how to create the org, but today I just already have installed version of the OmniStudio. Let me show that. Just go to setup. That's for installed packages, and this is the training org. See here, I have installed OmniStudio package. This is the version number. This is the publisher. This is the namespace prefix. This we are going to use in some developments. Namespace prefix is very important. And active license is unlimited license I'm having. No expiration date. This is the install date. This is the objects, custom tabs it will provide, and it is passed. So that means I have installed the package. So how to launch means just click on app launcher. You can see something called OmniStudio. Just click on it. Once you click on OmniStudio, you will be redirected to the OmniStudio app. So from here, when you click on this drop down, you are going to see OmniScripts, Flex cards, data raptors, integration process. These are the main components of the OmniStudio, right? So, and I also can directly search data raptors here. So that also will be taking me to the data raptors tab. So just now I'm just going from here to data raptors. So when you create a training org, you will be seeing already some preloaded data raptors. You can just go and refer what the data raptors is saying. Let's now try to create a new one. Okay, just click on new. We have something called naming conventions. See, for data raptors, this one interface name, how interface name should be there means the data raptor interface name should be unique in the org. The interface name can contains letters, numbers, dashes, underscores, but no spaces. Spaces is not allowed. And naming conventions is different for different components. So for data raptors it is simple. In the org, the name should be unique, and the interface name can contains letters, numbers, dashes, no spaces. So let me go here. I'll show one. Maybe I have something called testdir, right? Already existing in the org. When you create testdir, see it is throwing us error. This value is already existing for the field. So that means you need to give a unique name. So I'm giving test some session, test session 9 a.m. Random name, but basically the name should be relevant. For example, I want to fetch the details from the account. What we will do, the name, relevant name we should give. Let's say FUTCH, fetch account details. So by seeing this is also there, okay, fetch account details. Okay, extract account details. So by seeing the name of the data wrapper, I can recognize that it is extracting the account details. So today you are working, and after 1 month, some other developer will going to work. So it will be easy for the other developers to recognize. So here I'm seeing different interfaces: extract, turbo extract, load, and transform. So right now we are talking about extract. Just select extract, and input type we have many options. Always JSON. Input type and output type. Always JSON. Required permissions means where you need to give some permission sets. That is not important right now. We are going to learn the basics first, so just ignore it. And description. Description means in real time what we will do is, for example, I have a ticket to create a data wrapper or to create some Omni script. For that I am going to create. So in general, in real time project, what we will give is created as part of, give your ticket number here, some XYZ, and your ticket number as part of ticket. So like that we are going to give in the real time, so that if anyone got doubt, they'll just go to the ticket and find out why this data wrapper is created. I'm just clicking on save. So after clicking on save, you will be redirected to the data wrapper. This is how the developer edition of the data wrapper will look like. Here you can see, uh, this represents, it is extract data wrapper. Input and output types are JSON. This is required permissions. That means if you are going to give any permission sets, you are going to provide it here. And this is the description. Uh, Quick match, clone, export, I will show in the scenarios. Okay. And we have something called extract tab, formulas tab, output tab, options tab, preview tab. And we have input JSON, extract step. Every option I'm going to show you based on the scenarios. Each scenario, I'll show one option so that you will understand everything in real time. Let me start with the basic configuration first, the simple configuration. Add extract step. Extract means we need to add an object. Let's say just click on this one. Here in the drop down, I am seeing all the objects. Let's say it will show custom objects and standard objects. Let's say I want to fetch the details from the account. Okay, details from the account. I have selected account. Okay, and extract output path. Any name you can give. So basically, we will give the same name. Any name we will give, but I'm giving the same name. Account, extract output path is account. When we give the name, you can see a node is created here automatically. And if I change the name, so the node is updating automatically. So account, filter values. Let's say I want, let me open one account record here. See, I want account details. I want list of accounts when rating is equal to hot. So let's take that example. So what is the filter? Rating. Rating. Right now I'm hard coding. I'll show in dynamic way also. Is equal to hot. Case sensitive, just HOT, hot, capital H, and just ignore formulas for time being. And in the output, what fields I need to show? Let's say I want to show rating field, name of the account, and ID of the account. Let's take three fields. I want to show three fields. Just click on plus. Extract JSON path is nothing. If you click on here, you can see all the matches automatically. This account is account coming from here. Extract JSON path. Let's say I'll give ACC, and when you go to output, when you click here, see ACC colon name. So that means ACC is coming from output path. Let's say from output path, I want to fetch what I want to fetch. I want to fetch name of the account. So ACC colon name. So that means here the object is extracting. For that object name, I am naming it as ACC. So from that ACC column name I am fetching. So whatever I am fetching, I need to store in one path. Let's say name path I want to store it. You can see a new node is created. Any name you can give. Name of, like, let's say name of account. Name of account. And I want to fetch one more field called ID. Just search ID, ACC colon ID. So we are getting the data from ACC colon ID, and I am storing it in path called ID. When you click on add, so this one got updated here. And similarly, click on plus. There is a hack to create all fields in a shortcut way that I'll show in later part. Extract JSON path again. I want rating, and I want to store it in JSON path any name, rating of my account, any name you can give. Okay. When I click on execute, see in my Salesforce org there are only two records. So two records got displayed on the screen, and this is only in backend only. So one is Edu Communications, one is United Oil. Let's verify this, taking this record ID and just opening this record ID. See, this rating is hot. Let me change the rating to other one. Let's say warm. Click on save. When I click on execute, how many records will I get? I'll get only one record, because now this record doesn't satisfy the condition. When I click on execute, so I'm getting only one record which satisfies the condition, that is rating is hot. Any questions so far? Okay. Okay. And you can observe whatever the data we are fetching here in the backend, it is converting that data into SQL query. Here in the debug log, you can see query, the highlighted one. Select rating name ID from account where rating is equal to hot. So in the backend, it is automatically converting into an SQL query. Without writing an SQL query, it's taking that. And you can see something called limit. We didn't give any limit here, but limit is automatically taking 50,000 records. So that means at single instance, data raptor can fetch, data raptor extract can fetch 50,000 records maximum. If you want to hit the limit more than that, we can use integration procedures that we will see in the later part. And the query results is only one record got found, right? If there are two records here, two records will show up. And query time, query server, some details you can see. And there is something called apex CPU time. If you hover on this, the maximum CPU time you can see in the last line cannot exceed 10,000 milliseconds. So that is the maximum apex CPU time data raptors are providing. And some performance metrics, some server caller times, time here it's showing. Now let's take another example. Let me fetch only one record ID. So I'm just giving equal to and giving uh, my record ID. Okay. So when I click on preview, I'm not getting any data, because what the query we are writing here, select, or let's say I'm fetching the details from the account. This should be ID. Wait a minute. This should be ID. When I click on execute, I will not get any details, because I am fetching with the ID, but I'm passing some string. I'm not giving any record ID. This is how we will do it dynamically. Just copy this in the preview, edit as params. Just click on this, add new value pair. Just click on this. Just uh, give this node here. My record ID is the key value here. Just copy any record ID, just paste it, and when we click on execute, the details of this record will be, you are seeing here. If you want to see another details, just pass that record ID. Why we are passing this record ID in this way means, when you are going to use this data raptor in some flex card, so from the flex card we are going to pass the ID in this format, so that it will take and it will fetch the ID. And again, this you will understand in a better way when we are talking about flex cards. Time being, just concentrate on fetching the data. Okay, when you click on execute, right now I'm fetching the data for single record. By taking this scenario, let's explore what is in the output tab. Okay, so this is the data JSON I'm getting, right? But I want it in another format. What is my format? I want to call this record with particular name. Let's say uh, account details. Starting and ending should be flower braces. I want my data JSON in this format. So that means for the entire record, I'm giving some name, account details. So here I'm not getting that name. How to do that means just go to output. Let me copy this one, account details. So here, what is the output JSON path I'm giving? ID, name of the account, rating of my account. Here I'm seeing. So for every node, parent node should be account details. So that how we can configure. Just click on edit. Before ID, just pass this account details colon. So when you click this one, you will see under account details I'm getting ID. So that means ID's parent is account details node. And similarly, I'll do same for other output JSON paths. Okay. Now you observe the current JSON, right? Let me copy this one. Let me paste it here. So if you see here, under account details, I'm having rating of my account. Under account details, I'm having ID. Under account details, I'm having name of the account, which is similar to this. But if you see here, the sequence is different: name of the account, ID, rating. But here the first sequence is rating. That automatically OmniStudio automatically will adjust, but performance wise, or 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 any scenarios, when you are working with any scenarios, it won't affect anything. Just ignore the sequence, there is no difference with that. So under account details, I'm getting these fields. Let's say I want to fetch few more fields. I want to fetch, let's try different data types. Website is a different data type. Let me fetch the different other data type. Again, just click on plus in the extract JSON path, acc colon website. And in the output JSON path, I want to create a node called website under account details. So copy account details, paste it here. Under this account details, I want to create a node called website. Website. When you click on this, you can see current JSON output got updated here. When you click here, see United Oil, this record, we are fetching the website. If I change the account ID, let me take ID also. Yeah, let me copy this ID. And if you pass this ID here, we will get the details of that particular record. Just stop me if you have any questions in between. So this is one scenario: fetch data with single record ID. And similarly, if I want to fetch, for example, there is a scenario where I want to fetch all records. So how we can do that? Just delete this in place of my record ID. So all record means how we can write a query. In generally in SQL, we'll just select ID from so and so fields uh, from account. But here we'll write it little different. I'll make it as not equal to ID not equal to null. There is no record with ID equal to null. So when I give ID not equal to null, it will fetch all records available on the Salesforce database. When I click on preview, see, I'm getting all records which are available on the Salesforce database, right? So how many records I'm getting? 33 records I'm getting. So in this Salesforce database, in this org, I'm having 33 records. So all 33 records I'm getting. And if you see here, let me put some limit. Here we have something called limit. Just click on limit. I want to fetch only 5 records. So now it will fetch only 5 records. Okay. So I'll show one more scenario. Let me take this account ID. So this is how we are going to extract the data from the Salesforce database. And there are many scenarios. I'll show it. For example, if I want to fetch details from the multiple objects, if I want to fetch details of the child object, let's say I want to fetch account and its related child objects only. The related child objects, not any random contact, let's say not any random contact, only related contacts I want to fetch. That also I possible that I'll show you. But before that, I have a record called edge communications. So here it is the record. Let me take limit 3. So here we have the edge communications record. Here I'm seeing website is equal to some united.com, right? I'll remove the website. I'll remove the website. I'll remove the website. So the now website is null. Let's see how it behaves. When I click on execute, see the node, when there is no data in the website, the entire node is skipping. For other records, I am seeing something called website. Since we already configured website in the output tab. But here, when there is no data in the website, it's skipping the entire node itself. I don't want that. I want to see a website with a null value. To overcome this issue, I need to go to options where I need to select something called override target for null inputs. Okay, override target for null inputs. Just check this checkbox. Now you'll see the difference. When I click on execute, see here. Now the null data is fetching with a null value. I'm seeing a node with null value. If I uncheck this, entire node is disappearing. So that is the use of override target for null inputs. So whenever in the general behavior of data raptor is whenever there is no data in particular field, that field node will be skipped automatically from the data raptor extract JSON. But if you want to see that JSON node, you need to enable this checkbox. This now I'm just giving high level overview of each option. I'll show it in scenario base also where we are going to uh, extract some details and show it on the flex card. Then I'm going to show that on scenario basis. So this is the advantage of this. Now let me go back and let me take one record ID. I'm fetching only this record ID, some random name, some ABC I'm giving, I need to pass that account ID to this ABC. So I'm getting these details, right? Before that, let me explain the flow. So this is the extract data raptor. What we are telling to the data raptor means I want to get the details from the account tab. That is the reason I have added the account tab step. Extract output path. So I'm fetching the total object here. So for that, to refer that object, I want to give some name. So I have given name called something called ACC. So whenever I uses this name, this represents total account object, right? So here I need account details where ID is equal to APC. And what is APC means here I am passing. So that means it's indirectly taking where ID is equal to this record ID. So that means here I am getting only one record with all fields in first step, which is extract. And then I am filtering the fields. Here I am getting all fields, right? I am filtering the fields. I am filtering the fields. What fields I am filtering? I am filtering. I want only website. I want only rating. I want only ID. I want only name of the account. So basically, I am filtering the fields which are required to me. There is no point in fetching all fields when there is no requirement, because it will consume unnecessary Apex CPU time. So don't do that. Whatever the fields you are needed, just fetch them only. So here how we are fetching, I am referring my account. We have given some name to account, right? ACC. So I am referring my account, ACC colon. From account, I'm fetching ID. And where I am storing that ID? I am storing that ID here. Under account details, I am storing ID. Whatever the last node we are giving here, so that will be holding the account details, which is in the format of text. And here I'm fetching name from ACC. I'm storing it here, account details column, name of the account details column, name of the account. So if there are 10 records, you need to configure only one time. It will automatically maps itself and it will show 10 records. And when you see here something called website, website is in text format. What is the format of text? Sorry, what is the format of website? If you want to change the format, I'll explain this each and every option. There's something called output tab. Go here. I think for website we don't have, but if there is any number you want to convert it to number or boolean, you can do that. I'll show this in other scenario. When we have that numbers format, just ignore that. So this is how we are storing the data in the output JSON path. When I click on preview, so I'm getting these details, right? Let me fill the website. I want to show one more scenario, www.google.com. See here, I'm having all the details. Now what I'll do is I'll go to settings. I'm going to object manager. We are fetching the details from the account, right? I'm going to field level relationship. So for website, what I'll do is for website. So right now my profile is system administrator. Let me show you that. So this is my profile. So my profile is system administrator, right? Now what I'll do is I'll just go to field level security. So for system administrator, I'm removing the access for website field. Yeah. So what I did is I removed the access. Okay. Copy this same query, execute in the SOQL editor. I'm not getting the result because what it's saying, no such column on website. If I do the same thing in developer console also, see what I'm getting an error saying no such column website on the entity account. Why it's saying like that? Because I don't have access for the field called website. So that is the reason I'm not seeing any result here. But when you execute in the data raptor extract, click on execute, see I'm getting the data. There is a gap here. Even though I am a system administrator, as a system administrator, I am executing it. So even I don't have access for this field, I'm getting the, and this is not a catchy data. If I update this website to some some sfdc.com, since I don't have access, it's not updating, but this is not a catchy data. When I click on execute, I'm getting the data. So there is a gap. The reason is, which is very important point to be noted, any OmniStudio components always run in system mode, not in user mode. So I don't have access, but when I execute it with my user, it's fetching access. Since it's not running in the user mode, it's running in the system mode. To overcome that, just go to options, check something called check field level security. So when I check this checkbox, so it will run in the user mode. So right now I'm a system administrator. When I click on execute, So it will skip that. It is not throwing any error, uh, unlike this, but it is skipping that node since I don't have access, but it's fetching data from other fields. If you see here, there is a data here, but it's not fetching because I don't have access. And now I'll edit it, set the field level security, and when I click on given access to the system administrator, now when you click on execute, I'm going to see something called website I'm getting. So before I'm switching gears, so these are very basics of the data raptor. Before I would like to switch gears. Before that, any questions I would like to clear your doubts. You can paste it in the chat also if you have any questions. Okay, nothing is there as of now. Yeah. So let me continue. Let me remove all these options. So right now, I am in a stage where I am fetching the details from one particular account, which is Edge Communication. This is the record. So let's say, are there any contacts for this record? So there are three contacts. So I want to fetch these contacts also. Okay. Let me go here. Click on Add Extract step. Select the contact here. So because I want to extract the data from other object also, just click on Contact. Give any random name. Let's say CON. Okay, you can give contact also, but just to show you the difference, I'm giving other name. Right now, I'm doing it wrong to show you the issue with that. I'm fetching random three contacts where limit is equal to 3. Okay, so I'm getting contacts. In the output, what I want to fetch, I want to fetch the name of the contact. Now, what is the extract JSON file? If I select name, I'm having the name from the account and I'm having the name from the contact. So I want name from the contact. CON is the name we have given for the contact to refer. So I want name from the contact. Select CON colon name. So that I want to store it in. That I want to store it in name of contact node. So if you see here, name of contact node is created. When I click on preview, there is an issue here. Let me put it in this way. Let me take one. See, name of the contact. I'm getting contact called contact one from DR, but there is no such contact in this account. So to overcome this, what I need to do, I need to link two objects, account and contact, because I want contacts only from this account. So how to do that? Go to extract again. How we can do? There is something called account ID on the contact, right? Account ID. Account ID is equal to ACC colon. I'll explain this ID. Let me remove this. Now see, here I'm fetching account details. When we pass the account ID, we are getting the account details. And for that particular account, I want contacts. So how can I do that? I'm fetching the contact. So what are the contacts? What are the condition I am giving? I am giving select fields from the contact where account ID is equal to this particular account ID. So that means ACC colon ID. ID means ACC is the account. ID is the field in the account. So fetch fields from the contact where account ID is equal to ACC colon ID, which is nothing but this account ID. Now when you click on preview and when you click on execute, let me copy this and paste it in some JSON editor. See, there are three items. Let me expand this. There are three items. Let me open the first item. One shows name of the contact and the related account details. One shows name of the contact and related account details. One shows name of the contact and related account details. And if you observe here, the account details are repeating here. This might be a little confusing, but if you practice, you'll understand. I'm repeating the account details, so I want to ignore that one. So how I can do that? So as we know, contacts are under account, right? So contacts are under account, right? Contacts are childs, accounts are parents. So always configure contacts under account details. So I'll just copy this, and in the output tab, I want my contact name under account details, and under account details, I want to create a new node for the contact. Let's say related contact. I have created a new node. Under that one, I want to give a name. Now, if you see, one minute. Yeah, this is correct. Okay. Now, when I click on execute, now if you see, I'm copying this one. See, account details are the node which represents the whole path from starting to ending. So under account details, I'm getting name of the account, ID of the account, website of the account. And under account details, I have created something called related contacts. So for this related contacts, I have these names. So for this account, under the related contacts, there are three contacts. I'm showing it here. You can see it here. Three names. Let me take other account. Let me take this account. Let's verify. There is only one contact, right? Let me add one more contact. Some test contact. Save it. So for this account, there are two contacts. Copy this account ID. Now when you pass this account ID, only two contacts will be get. So that means only relevant contacts I am getting. So account details, these three fields are from the account details. Under that, I am creating a node called related contacts. So under that, I am getting the details of two contacts. So just let me know if it's confusing or too much input I am giving on the first day. Just to try to recreate the scenario and I'll show it. I would like to hear from any one of you. Let me know if it's difficult to understand. Just I'll show it again. Anyone, please?
Yeah. Can you go to the overview one more time, please?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that. So I'm deleting it everything. Otherwise, let me take the data raptor, first data raptor. Now listen carefully. I'm giving some random name. So what is my target here? I want to first target is I want to fetch account details. Any three fields, right? This is clear, right? And the second target is I want to fetch related contact details. This is the highlighted point, related contact details. So these two I want to achieve from the data raptor. So let's say this is the requirement we are getting from client or some tech lead. So we are going to configure our data raptor like this. So first I need to fetch the account details, right? So go here, add an extract step, select the object. I want it from the account, right? Select the object, give any name to refer this account, give some ACC. So ACC means ACC, I'm giving a name to this account. Any name you can give. Let's say I can give account also. The account is nothing but the account object, right? So here condition, what is the condition? I want to pass my ID, where ID is equal to one random ID right now I'm giving. I'm just hard coding the value where ID is equal to this one. So that means I'm fetching the account details for this particular ID. Double quotes I'm highlighting with the double quotes, you can see. So here this is clear, right? I'm fetching the account details from this ID. So when I go to output, so what fields I need to get from that particular account, just configure them. So from the account, you can see account colon account number, account colon account name. So I want name. So from the account, I'm fetching the name. So that means from this account, I'm fetching, there is name here, this name. And that I want to store in one particular path, right? So create a path for that. What is the path? Account details. Account details is the parent node I am giving. Under that parent node, I am giving name of my account. So what is the last node here? Last node is this one. So whatever the name I am getting here, I am storing it under here. If you see here, under account details, I want to store my name in name of the contact. So under account details, I am storing it in name of my contact. So whatever the data from the account, which is nothing but the name, I am storing it here. Under the account details, I am storing it name of my contact. Let's execute first and let's see. Here I am not going to give any input parameters since I have given already ID here. When I click on preview, see, under account details, whatever the ID I have passed, that name I am getting here. Any questions so far?
No, makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm fetching the details from the account from this ID, and from this ID, what are the fields I'm configuring? I'm configuring the name and storing it here. Similarly, I'll configure few more fields. Just click on plus, and let's say what field I want website. Just search for website. So from account I'm taking website and I'm storing it under account details. I need to store it under account details only. Let's say if I give something called website, so it will not store under account details, it is storing outside of the account details, right? So I want to store inside of the account details. So that just copy the account details and give it before the website. Account details colon website. So that means under account details I'm getting the website. And similarly, when I click on plus, I want something called rating. From where I'm fetching the rating? Account colon rating. And what is the output JSON path where I need to store? Under account details, any name I can give here, rating. Or otherwise, rating of my account, any name. The last field I can give any name. See here. Under account details, I have rating of my account, website, name of the account. When I click on execute, I am getting these three fields from this account. And if I change the ID now, let me take other account ID. Let's take this account ID. Now, if I change the ID here, I'll get that particular account details only, right? I click on execute, you can see there is a change here. One field is missing. Maybe that field doesn't contains data, and you know that to work on that, you can always check this checkbox. See, I'm getting details of that particular account. This is how we will configure the account details. Right now, my requirement is I want to get the related contacts also. Before that, let me fetch the ID also. Just click on plus ID, search for ID. From account, I'm getting ID. Where I need to store? From account, under account details, just colon ID. So I'm getting few fields ID, right? Let me open this record. So for this account, so for this particular account, I'm getting the details here, right? So for this account, there is only one contact. So I'm adding two contacts just to show the multiple. So we have two contacts. So but here I am passing what I am passing. I am passing only account ID. Okay, I am passing only account ID as a input, but I want for this account ID only. I want contacts also. So for this account ID, there are two contacts, right? So I want these two contacts also. How we can do that means just click on extract step. So what object I need here? I need here contact, right? I want contact. What is the condition to fetch the contacts? What is the condition to fetch contacts? I want all contacts which are related to this particular account, right? So what is the condition? Give any name, contact, to refer the name contact. What is the condition? I want all contacts which are related to this particular account, right? So select fields from the contact where account ID is equal to ID of this account, right? Where account ID of the contact, there is a field called account ID in the contact. It is a standard field, right? Where you are getting the contacts where account ID is equal to this particular account ID. Account ID is equal to the ID of this account ID. What is the ID of this account ID? This account ID, right? Let me pass it manually before showing it dynamically. So I'm fetching the contacts where account ID is equal to this particular account ID. Let me go to output. Just click on plus. I want to fetch name of the contact, right? What is the extract JSON path? Just search name. So from my account I have name, from contact I have name. I want to show it from the contact, right? From the contact, I'm showing it name, right? I'm showing the name. And from the output JSON path, where I need to store that name because the accounts, the contacts are related to this particular account, right? So always give the contacts under this node only. Just copy this. So under this node, I would like to create a node for the contacts. So let me create a node called related contacts. So whatever the last node we are providing, there we will be seeing contact name stored. Let's say give some name. If you see here under account details, there is a node called related contact. Under related contact, we are storing the name. If you are just confusing, give the name as name of contact. You see it, right? So let me add one more field. What fields we have in the contact? Let's take phone from the contact, okay? And where I'm storing it again under account details, under related contacts, I'm storing phone, right? When you click on preview, so for this account, whatever the contacts we have, here I'm going to see it. So under account details I have name of my account which is nothing but account name, and under account details I have ID which is nothing but account ID. Under account details I have rating which is account rating, and under account details I have something called a new node called related contacts. So in the related contacts which is in array format means it has multiple contacts, right? So under account details, under related contacts, I am having two contact details. Let's verify. So under this account, I have two contacts. Let's rename this. Let's rename this. I'm just naming it as my name I'm giving. And if you execute here, you will get the latest data. So what configuration I have given here? I'm passing ID two times. So for account, I am passing account ID. For contact also, see here, I am passing contact ID. So two times I am hard coding the value, right? No, I don't want to do that. Just remove this one. So ID is nothing but account ID, right? So copy this one. So from account ID. So I am making it as dynamic here. Here I am not passing hard coded data. So whatever the account ID, so it will take from this account. So we are fetching account all fields right here. So from this account, it is taking the account ID. Now when you click on execute, no change in the result, right? Now again, this is also hard coded. This also I want to replace. Just remove everything. Give any name. Uh, Input account ID, right? Input account ID. Copy this. Go to preview. Click on edit as params. Here I am passing the value. In the data wrapper, I'm not giving any hard coded value. But when I'm checking in the preview, I can pass any ID. Let's say if I pass this ID, this account details you will get. If I pass some another ID, let's take Edge Communications. Pass this ID, I'll get Edge Communication details. 3 contacts. If I delete one contact, let's say Rose saying we can delete this in.
We are unable to see your screen.
We can't see your screen, Uttej.
Okay, maybe after 1 hour it's just stopping my screen recording. I just shared my screen again. So
Now,
what I'm trying to do is under this account I have 3 contacts, right? Same thing I'm seeing it here in the data wrapper extract when I click on execute. So right now I'm going to delete one contact. Let's say let's delete this contact. Okay, there is a validation rule. Let's ignore that. So my point is if you delete any contact, so we'll get the latest data from here. So since it's first day when we are trying to look in the data raptors, right? It's little confusing. You need to practice. Okay, here you can see the query, how the query is formed. We are fetching two data, right? Two objects, right? So one query is select website phone rating from the account where id is equal to this id which we have passed here, and similarly we are fetching the context, right? See here, select account id phone name from the contact where account id is equal to this id only again. So this is how two queries got formed. One, two. Any questions so far? If you are not understanding or if you want to see any other scenario,
Uttej, in that JSON, can we change the order? Like
order in the sense.
related contact is coming above website. So is there any way I can change
Okay, as I said earlier, this is the OmniStudio provided order. It automatically shows up. I cannot change what I can say. I cannot change the order, but in performance wise, there is no issue. In the functionality wise, it won't affect anything. But we can transform the JSON structure by using something called data raptor transform. There is another data raptor for that we are going to see in the other session.
okay.
Okay. There are few more formulas and quick matches. Tomorrow I'll show that. But before that, you might be getting how this data raptor is used in some flex cards. I want to conclude today's session by showing that that is not part of today's plan actually, but tomorrow if there is no access for everyone to join the session, right? Who is going to pay fee? They are going to join. So I want to show one more scenario how this will be used in, because from intro session I'm saying one thing: LWC is replaced with OmniStudio, LWC is replaced with OmniStudio. How that can be done, I'll show it now. Okay, let me take a simple data configuration. I'm deleting this. Where is contact details? I'm deleting this also. I'm deleting this also. I'll try to just hard code my value. So here, this test data raptor is getting fetching these details, right? In general, in real time, what we will do is how this data raptor used in real time. I'm just showing. Again, we are going to talk in the FlexCard session. Just click on new. I'm just creating some random flex card. Okay. So here, let me first save. So I have created a new flex card. So in the setup, whatever the data raptor I have created just now, so I'm passing that data raptor to the flex card. Data source is data raptor. This is for just your understanding. I'm going to show each and every option in detail when we are discussing flex cards, right? I'm passing this one here. See, whatever the data configured here, I'm fetching the data, name of my account, ID, rating of my contact, website, right? So I can show it in the flex card like this. So it looks odd. So what we can do via flex card is I can replace the LWC UI, right? I'll show how designing will do. So for this, I'm giving something called label here. Where is field label? Label. Let it be ID only. Label is name of my account and rating of my account, and website is website. Let me apply some styling here. So go to styles, label I can apply some color, right? You can see the changes here. Font size I can give some 15 pixels. Okay, you can see it's increasing. So this is how dynamic it is. Let's say if I give 20 pixels, so it is increasing the font size. If I want to give some padding, just go down, give some padding, top medium, bottom medium. You can see changes reflecting here. I'm just doing some changes. Bottom also medium. Now I want to apply the same styling to every. So this dynamic it is, where you can where you can perform the logics without writing, and this is very basic configuration. Since we don't have time, I'm just saving. So that dynamic it is. So if you want to configure the same flex card with LWC, it's going to take a lot of time, right? And what I can do is, so for this data raptor, let me remove this ID, where ID is equal to not null. Let me add some limit 5 records I'm fetching. So I have configured the data raptor so that it will fetch any random 5 records, right? So in FlexCard, let's say if you want to build a table via LWC, a lot of coding is needed, right? But I'll show how simple it is in the FlexCard. Just go here, search here something called EABLE table, data table. Just paste it here, go to setup. See here, a table got displayed. Whatever the data, I am seeing it here, so that I have configured in the format of table. And there are a lot of options here. When you click here, you have something called for the name of account is searchable true. I'm making it is the attributes. I'm making it as is searchable. And if you want to add any logos, icons, where you can add icons here. If you search here, there are a lot of icons, right? Type on I can Salesforce SVJ icons. So there are a lot of icons where you can select one icon. You can see the icon is updated. If you want to increase the size of it, you can see. If you want to change the background color of icon, I can do that. If there is a logo for your company, so that logo I can also show it via custom logos. So there are many options. My point is, if I want to change the color of my data table, I can always go to styles and I can change the color of the data table. Background color, let's say I want to background color as some this color. And table header I want to make it as this color. I can do that. If I click on preview, you see here, so it's dynamic. If I search, there are a lot of names, right? Edge communications, lot of name. If I search ed, so only the details, the name of that, let's say I'm searching ed, right? So the name which matches ed, that only it will show. So now imagine if I want to perform the same thing via lwc, I need to write a lot of json here, sorry, javascript here, where you need to take the input from the input field and you need to pass to the uh, data table input. So it takes a lot of configuration of. If you see, I have did everything in seconds only, right? If I search for grand, this is the grand, right? Only that record I can see, GRAND grand. See that dynamic it is. So this is how we will use. We will fetch the data we'll fetch the details from the account, and we will pass that data raptors details to the flex card. There are a lot of options here. If you see here, a lot of options. I am going to show every option in detail displays, right? Actions, blocks. If I want to show some chat, I need to just drag and drop that. It is where you can add multiple colors, custom LWC, data table, fields, flex cards, icons. If I want to show image, I can do that. A menu, a state, text. So what are everything we are going to see in tomorrow's session. From tomorrow's session, we don't have access for everyone, right? So just take your decision. So tomorrow what I'll do is, we'll stick strictly to the data raptors. Fetch the data with the single object record ID, fetch the data with single object along with child objects, fetch data with multiple records, how to use quick match, how to use formulas, how to use default values and transformations. I'll show everything. I understood I need to go a little bit slower because we are in starting of the session. So I took that feedback. I'll try to go a little bit slower. I'm okay. I need to spend more time in the data raptors because it's very important in upcoming sessions. Let's spend, even if exceeds 1 or 2 hours also, we'll spend more time until everyone understands the data raptors, then only we'll move to the other sessions. And before closing the data raptor sessions also, I'll like to give some sample JSONs. I'll ask everyone in the session to build that, and if you have any doubts, I'm just going to recreate that scenario and show it on the UI itself so that you will understand your mistakes. So that is our plan from tomorrow's session. Any questions? Any questions so far?
Uttej, can you also cover real-time scenarios? If you can just get that in the discussion as well,
Yeah, yeah.
so that be more
Whatever
alert.
I have written here, everything are real-time scenarios. These are the topics to be covered. Topics to be covered from tomorrow. So let's see. Fetch data after with single record ID. I'll pass one record ID. There are many options. I'll show few options only. There are few other options also. Fetch record with single record ID. Maybe account with contacts. Fetch data with single record ID along with multiple child objects. Fetch data with multiple records. There is something called quick match. It is a hack to create the data raptor very fast. Where is that data raptor? This is the quick match. So I'm going to show that. Okay, and formulas, default values, these all are real-time scenarios only.
Okay. And if it is going to start from tomorrow, the
Mhm.
active classes, by when it will get end? How many days?
So we are planning it for 30 hours, 30 hours. So
Okay.
initial discussion is daily 1 hour for 30 days, sorry, for 30 hours. So it will take 45 days to be completed, excluding Saturdays and Sundays, right?
Okay.
So sometimes in some scenarios, let's say I'm going to create a flex card today. So I'm going to show one scenario because whatever I'm showing, everything is scenario based, right? Let's say I want to show some scenario where you need to see some tabular format. So on clicking on that table, something should happen. So if I want to show some scenario today, it might extend 10 or 15 minutes some days because we might have some questions, right? So we need to complete the scenario before ending the session.
Okay.
Yeah, at that times it might extend. Otherwise, but that is our initial plan, daily 1 hour.
Okay. Thank you.
I think now you understand, right? From day one session, I'm saying it is the replace of LWC, replace of
Yeah.
LWC.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
when I shown flex card, you will get some clear idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got it.
Any more questions? So today I jumped into FlexCard because from tomorrow the scenario will be different. Try to join who are joining. Try to join by 9 only. I'll start the session by 9. If you're joining late, you need to refer the recording. Tomorrow I'll stick to the course content only. I'll not deviate today as I showed flex card. I'll not deviate like that. i'll I'll stick to the course content, and if you have any doubts or if you have any scenarios, I'll not take that in the session because everyone is there in the session. I'll note it them. I'll prepare the scenario at offline, and whenever I come to the next session, at the first 10 minutes I'll try to spend for your questions, right?
Okay. And how about the exercise part?
Yeah, exercise part, as I said, if we complete the data raptors today, because on topic basis I need to give, so I'll give exercise parts like that. And if you want, maybe tomorrow we have this, right? Maybe you need to try, you can try this tomorrow. I'll show that. Fetch the data
Mm-hmm.
from contacts, fetch any four fields.
Okay.
Okay, just one contact from hard coded id is fine. One
Mm-hmm.
contact. So you can try this. If you have any issues, tomorrow I'll show you. But by the way, you don't have any training or access, right? So if you
Yeah.
have access for that in your project, you can try it. So otherwise, tomorrow how to create the training org. So that is there in the plan for tomorrow.
Okay.
How to creation. Right? Any feedback for me? Would you, like I am going fast or I'm going little slow or I'm giving too much information? Just feel free to say that. I'll try to make it a little slow in the initial days. Uh, I'm comfortable as long as you understood, then only I'll move to the next topic. Okay. I believe there are no questions. We can end the session for today and we'll meet tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all.